Back to John Strong and Keith Costigan.
Rob, a sub for Mexico. Jorge Enriquez making his first appearance as the second group stage game against Canada. A right hamstring injury keeping him out of the quarterfinal. He is on for Carlos Pena to begin the second half of play. For a Mexico side that, Keith, we saw better in the second part of that first half. What does Enriquez maybe bring them now they've brought him on?
Well, he's considered a defensive midfielder, but he's another player that can create a tempo, comfortable on the ball.
Referee Courtney Campbell counting the players getting a set, and we're underway in the second half of this 2013 CONCACAF Gold Cup semifinal in front of 80,000 fans at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Panama in the red, Mexico the green. Gabriel Torres immediately away. Torres running forward, hands off a bit far for Marco Sanchez. He'll chase it down. Panama trying to avoid their fate of 2 years ago, beating the U.S. in the group stage, falling to them in the semifinal. Mexico trying to avoid just their second ever defeat in a semifinal. That came to the U.S. in 1991. Marco Sanchez again crossing towards Quintero. We'll head her away there. There's Aldrete, the left back. And it takes a deflection out for a Mexico throw.
And that break initially started by Gabriel Torres. I'm pretty sure he'd like to have that one back because Blas Perez had made a good run, opened up a little bit of space, and Torres elected to take one too many touches.
Wiki there, swing and a miss on the backwards throw, and it is, it's going to be a foul. Gabriel Torres thought he was shepherding it out for a corner kick, and the linesman flagging for a Mexico free kick in the foul.
Warren mentioned it in the pregame show that Wiki can be a liability when he's looking for the ball. Never shies away from looking for the ball, but that's poor play, and Gabriel Torres will be furious at himself. There was no need to make that challenge, and there seemed to be some contact.
Mexico having a hard time getting out of their end. In fact, Torres steals in to take the ball. Hands across now. Here's the cross towards Perez. No, it's well too far. Sanchez trying to track it down. Shepherded out by Miguel Layun. And Quintero, who had been on the left side most of the first four games, and we expected this matchup between Layun there, the number 19, and Quintero. And yet Quintero's on the right today.
He's done a good job too. I think when he cuts inside Paris, the right fullback can still come out and provide the width, so it doesn't seem to matter which flank he plays on. He's an attacking threat.
Touch there by Jimenez. Marquez Lugo just beaten to the ball. Roman Torres, the Panama captain. Perez trying to get his engine going for that clearance over the top. The ball, Godoy couldn't control it.
I just wonder, would Chepo de la Torre ever consider pushing Marco Fabian in behind the striker and play almost in a 10 position, more of a creative player in there?
And Orozco under pressure from Perez. It's a good clearance in the end. Go down for more on the sidelines to Francisco X Rivera. Francisco.
Thank you very much, John. Keith, you already went back to the 1991 Gold Cup. We have to forget there might be a couple of deja vus here if Mexico loses. Chepo de la Torre was actually part of that team, and when Mexico lost to the United States after conceding the first goal of the game, Mexico actually fired the coach Chepo de la Torre, Manuel Lapuente, actually back then. His assistant was Luis Fernando Tena, who's actually Chepo de la Torre's assistant now. So there might be some common points if Mexico doesn't win today. Guys, back to you.
And Francisco, since that loss in the semifinal 91, they've won 6 and technically one draw. That was a penalty kick victory over Costa Rica in 2009. Castro heading away. Back in by Paris. Perez trying to get in there. Orozco is up. It's going to be a foul anyway.
Yeah, obvious foul. Perez electing to go to that near post and then drag the defender. He has been a handful, and when that ball gets out wide in the service in the area, he's a threat. We saw on that header that struck the crossbar as well.
Raul Jimenez trying to hold off the 19-year-old Roberto Chen. Does so, out for a Mexico throw.
Need to see more of Jimenez in this second half.
Moving quickly back in. Marquez Lugo couldn't control. You see it there, wanting the ball to his chest instead of out in front of him. And again, that's the question. Will defeat in this match, will that be the difference maker for Chepo de la Torre? Will it matter more what they do in qualifiers? It's something that Julio Deli Valdez, the Panama coach, doesn't have to worry about. It's been a pretty successful tournament already for them.
You can sense the pressure when you look across at Chepo de la Torre. It's a lot of anger at times. seems frustrated. And it all stems from the crowd really getting on the players' back, getting on the coaches' back from minute one, and that was in the first game against Panama, in which they lost.
Third time this year the teams have played. It was a scoreless draw in Panama in World Cup qualifying on the 7th of June. That's offside, and they'll play again the second to last match day, October 11th, at the Estadio Azteca.
Yeah, you see, just coming back in from an offside position, but I will say, you mentioned World Cup qualifying. This really stems from Mexico's poor showing in World Cup qualification. Struggled to break teams down, struggled at home. And a lot of those players aren't here, so I feel sorry for some of the young players coming in. They're not feeling the full force of the Mexican fan base behind them.
Paying for the sins of others, as it were.
Exactly.
Wiki, or pass. For Aldrete. Wiki was 6.5 years between appearances for Mexico. Just getting up about 15 caps at this tournament.
Sometimes you can see why too, because he is a defender that struggles when he gets on the ball, and his positional play leaves a lot to be desired.
Free kick here for Panama. It's the 20th foul whistle today. Ball Godoy. That was behind the one that Torres was trying to make. Carlos Valenzuela, the center back, coming all the way forward and just poked away in the end from behind there. Caught out of position, perhaps. Gabriel Torres, can he exploit it? Valenzuela sprinting back now to the line. Carlos Rodriguez. Cut off from Cavani, a 1-2 in the pass, then intercepted by Luis Montes, the goal scorer for Mexico. And then dribbles it out. Then flipping it in behind. It's a foot race. Valenzuela is able to win with the byline, prevent it from being a corner.
Did very well. Sloppy play from Montes, but Valenzuela quick to react.
Carlos Rodriguez, who played alongside Las Perez at FC Dallas last season, returning to Chepo, his Panamanian club where he came from this year. A bit too far for Perez. The bounce in the box. Orozco is there. Trying to quickly restart the counter.
That's something you like to see as a defensive unit. Shouldn't have allowed that one to bounce.
Torres helping it back to Pinedo, who has a bit of a bobble.
Mexico trying to attack. Quickly there, going for the long ball. Not something we often see, but just trying to take advantage of the fullbacks pushing forward.
The chest, Castro just there in front of Sanchez. Would have been to put Marcos Sanchez in. Castro is blocked by the referee from the seat of his pants, able to get it away for Enriquez. And that'll do for Mexico. Well, here they come. Raul Jimenez passes behind the targets and cleared away by Paris just there in time in front of Marco Fabian.
Poor decision making from Raul Jimenez. The fullback had made a very good run. If he holds it for a fraction longer, he can play Lyon in on that right hand side. In the end, he plays to nobody.
Torres winning the header. Lashed forward, Marco Fabian able to control the bouncing ball. Cutting inside, Fabian shooting from distance was blocked by Quintero. Gabriel Torres then fouled. And an extra little shove there at the end. Alejandro Castro's been booked.
It'll be an interesting one to see again, because mostly the ref saw enough contact to deem it a yellow card, but if it's after the ball, you see if Gabriel Torres is milking this slightly. You see the initial challenge, the foot came up, and that's why Castro was initially angered. And you see he brings the knee towards the face of Gabriel Torres, catches him in the arm in the end.
After the second Mexican player to be shown a yellow card. And for Torres, again, he scored 5 goals in this tournament, tied with Landon Donovan and Chris Wondolowski for the tournament lead, and yet he's really only had one good look at goal. What's Mexico been doing well against him?
Well, I think if you've watched over the last 20 minutes of that first half, he's been the one dropping deeper, so he's not playing right on that line.
Rodriguez causing trouble. Perez brings it down on Wiki. Blocks Perez. Gets it away. Gabriel Torres there getting a look. It's deflected wide. And it's a Panama corner.
Just as you mentioned, there we saw Torres dropping deep and then obviously coming from that deeper position to be a threat. But I think he's better when he's on the line, and it's Blas Perez drifting into that hole and creating space.
Venezuela getting the touch. Third corner of the match for Panama. Perez, who already has a goal. Center backs are forward. Gabriel Torres, the in-swinger, and the whistle's gone there for a foul. Gabriel Gomez penalized and quickly taken here. Mexico trying to start the counter. Foot race there, out wide, leading up. Harry's not going to get there in time. Gets it a second touch. Referee will let this one go. Mexico howling for a foul. Good step by Enriquez, though, to win it back. Enriquez's cross. Chen knocks it down awkwardly. Jimenez's shot is cued wide.
And the miss sums up Jimenez's night so far. Himself in a good position, but just snatched at the effort. I think the referee gets that one correct. Paris comes across, and I don't think it's just an out-and-out obstruction. I think he's going towards the ball again. He's changed his movement towards the ball. That's a good delivery in from Enriquez, the defender. Gets a deflection, falls to Jimenez, and as a striker, you've got to do better than that.
Chasing backwards now. And out for a Mexico throw. Jonathan Orozco pressured there. It's a decent ball to get away. Aldrete then is fouled.
The angle the fullback shows, it's a lot easier for Quintero to press because Aldrete is facing his own goal.
Into his second season with Club America. Adrian Aldrete here, native of Guadalajara, so straddling both sides of that line. Yuki's long ball. Torres rising up to win the header. Pass on the outside, taking the wind out of the Mexican supporter sails. Perez then fouled at his own half. Extra shove in the end for Aldrete as Courtney Campbell, the referee, comes across to calm him down. Knows the two teams well. Has been in charge of one World Cup qualifier each in this calendar year. The 44-year-old Jamaican referee. Played long towards Perez. Wiki wins the header. Again, Perez holding the back of his head. It's held in, though. Brought down by Sanchez. Gomez trying to combine on the edge of the area. Runs a bit far. Venezuela electing to keep that in play. Gabriel Gomez reacts to it. Hauled down. Free kick. Panama down in the corner.
I don't think there was enough on the ball for it to go out of play. Lyon puts it in and then goes after and gives away a free kick in a very good position. He wanted to let it go out, but just wasn't confident there was enough pace on it. And definite foul, definite free kick.
That number just starting to tick up a little bit. Once again, Gabriel Torres comes across to take. Torres, who scored both goals in the win over Mexico on the opening day of the tournament. Big bodies are forward for Panama as it's whipped in. Back post, headed back in front, and Torres then trying for the sensational. It's over the top.
Well worked free kick. Eli Valdez happy with that one. But goes all the way back to Marcos Sanchez and played the ball a fraction behind Roman Torres in the end.
Orozco going quick. Jimenez using his arm there, trying to flick it on.
We've seen that a couple of times now from Mexico, and they have struggled when they've played out of the back to Panama's pressure. electing to bypass playing out of the back and go forward quickly.
Right call for you?
Yeah, I think the hand is up.
It's a fitness race for the referee there as well. And it's taken quickly. Panama taking the air out of the ball. We find Rodriguez, who came forward. Off his head, Marco Sanchez has it man down now for Mexico. Again, Panama don't have to play this out, letter of the law, and they're going to hear it from the Mexico supporters for not doing so. Getting back to his feet is Montes now as Panama continues playing. On the ball, Godoy. Carlos Rodriguez poked away from behind, working to keep it. It's going to fall now for Sanchez in the corner. In fact, he's going to shepherd it out, and it's a Panama corner kick.
Montes seemed to recover quickly, so no harm done. They've been creative so far on the set pieces. We've seen them try to go short a couple of times on the corner kicks as well. We'll see some service here for Torres, Chen, and Perez to attack.
Those are the center backs, 23 and 5, coming forward. Gabriel Torres once again to take. Fourth corner of the match. Right in front of the free headers, a goal! It is the captain, Roma Torres. Panama back in the lead.
What a delivery that is from Gabriel Torres. In exactly the right area for the big defender to come forward and attack. And attack it he does. Roman Torres starts his run deep. Times it to perfection. Look at this run. Gets in front of Wiki. And for me, Wiki's totally a fault there. As a defender, he's got to attack the ball as well. He doesn't. Torres takes advantage. Panama back in front.
To the delight of his manager, Julio Televaldez, Roman Torres, 73 appearances for his country, his third goal.
There's never a doubt who wanted that ball more, John. He just attacked it. Wiki almost came out of the way, allowed that run to come in. And Chepo Della Torre will be having words with his central defender after this match.
Inside of a half hour now, and now the tables have turned. Panama back up 2-1 in this semi-final of the 2013 CONCACAF Gold Cup. As Mexico win a free kick, Panama trying to do the double. It was their first ever competitive win over Mexico in the group stage. Kicking quickly by Montes here. Tries to fire this in from distance. Aldrete through all the traffic, and Pinedo was covering it the entire way.
Ambitious effort, but one of those that can be redirected by a striker. Unfortunately for Mexico, that didn't happen, but credit Panama on that corner kick. Mixed up the set pieces all game long, and that man took advantage there. Great header.
Wiki again.
You mentioned that big gap. He may be waiting a while again before he's called into the national team.
They can't believe it. Mexico have only lost once in a semi-final. It came back in 1991. It's the 6th time in Gold Cup history, as that's offside on Torres. The 6th time in Gold Cup history this has happened, where we have a rematch from the group stage. In the previous encounters, the team that won in the group stage, 4 wins and 1 loss. In that second meeting in the knockout round, the only loss there, that was Panama 2 years ago. They beat the U.S. in the group stage, lost to them then in the semifinal. 4th consecutive tournament, in fact. They went down to the U.S. So as much as we talk about Mexico wanting revenge on Panama, for Panama it's a chance to get revenge on the U.S. in the final on Sunday if they can hold this on.
Looked like just a lazy challenge from Castro in the middle of midfield, and we saw the instant response earlier today from the U.S. when they conceded, but
there's his header. Gabriel Torres, a flick to keep it in play momentarily. Held in there by Anibal Godoy. Still Godoy, he'll fire off target.
Say U.S. immediately showed they wanted to go forward, they wanted to attack, and just don't see it from Mexico right now. It looks like again they're feeling the pressure. Panama springing their step, going forward.
Looks shell-shocked.
Yeah, they really do.
Wide eyes from Chepo Della Torre on the sideline.
I don't think if you have a veteran side out there, they can maybe put aside all the distractions, all the pressure from the press in Mexico. But these young players really struggling now to see if they can come through.
4 of the Mexico players in this tournament have made their international debuts. 3 of the 4 goal scorers in the group stage. It was their first ever goal for Mexico. Only 1 player from the Confederations Cup squad, that man Jimenez, who just headed it on. Not the Mexico we're used to seeing, but still held to the same high standard. And Jimenez, who was called in late to the team because of injuries. Rodriguez wins the header. Marco Sanchez has it for Panama. You see they're getting ready to bring on a man who's been a game changer for them twice, Jairo Jimenez. Mexico also preparing a sub, and here it comes, in fact. It's going to be Quintero coming off. Not quite the same amount of danger, is it fair to say, as he did in the previous meeting?
Well, I think he always keeps that defender honest. Even if he's not getting on the ball, you have to be aware of Quintero. He did play his part in that first goal, so job done for him. But you mentioned that Jairo Jimenez came on against Cuba, done very well. Another attack-minded player. So by no means are Panama sitting on this lead.
Jimenez, who was a substitute against Martinique in a scoreless game, won a penalty kick, and that was the 1-0 difference. As a substitute against Cuba, a goal and an assist in the 6-1 rout. Also a change coming in there. Javier Orozco coming on for Alejandro Castro in the center of the park. Orozco was also a sub on the weekend in the quarterfinal.
It's definitely an attack-minded move, Javier Orozco. Santos Laguna, maybe we'll see a change in shape.
There you see him, just joining Santos after playing his first 8 professional seasons with Cruz Azul. He's the all-time leading scorer in CONCACAF Champions League play. Santos Laguna losing in the final for a second straight season, won't even be in the tournament this year, which is wonderful news for any number of MLS teams. Same story with Monterrey, who've won the last 3 championships.
Maybe this will be the year for MLS.
Group stage starting in just a couple of weeks, in fact. Wiki's header away ends up at the feet of Luis Montes, who scored the Mexico goal in the 26th minute. Jorge Enriquez a touch there. Jonathan Orozco, who's the goalkeeper for aforementioned Monterrey. His punt headed away by Torres. Montes, the ball threading the needle there. Torres missed kick. Sanchez trying to clean it up, can't do so. Jimenez comes away wide for Layun. The right back was all the way forward. You saw the ball bouncing there on this surface, and he mishit the cross.
Yeah, lucky because he got in a good position, but you're exactly right. That ball just bobbled up at the worst possible moment, and the luck is really not with Mexico.
Again, natural grass laid over the artificial turf at Cowboys Stadium.
Looks like Orozco will try to go through the middle with Jimenez. And with Layun going forward as well. Marquez Lugo also pushes towards the central area, so a bit congested, more attacking players.
Ball just pinging around back and forth. Perez on it now for Panama. Immediately chased back upfield. Lovely back heel there. Marcos Lugo, then Montes the dummy. Mexico's showing some flair as they come forward. Aldrete, the hesitation, trying to get away from the new man Jimenez. Aldrete's cross in, trying for the volley. There was Marquez Lugo. Rodriguez got the block in, and it spins behind for a Mexico corner.
I said in the first half I thought he was static on some crosses. That time he attacked the ball well, made contact with good defending from Panama.
It's the second corner of the match. Center backs immediately forward. They're trying to sort out the marking for Valenzuela now as the header comes in. It's flipped across by Paris. Foot race to the second ball. And Jimenez, a hard shoulder barge there on Rodriguez right in front of the linesman who says Mexico throw. Jimenez throws it in towards Enriquez. Falls for Hall. Wiki. It's in the area. The shot saved by Pinedo. That was Enriquez who got it away in all the traffic, and it's cleared.
A wonderful save from the goalkeeper. Got down so quickly. Credit Enriquez getting the shot off right in the bottom corner. Pinedo was up to the task.
Second save of the game for the man who was the best goalkeeper at the 2005 Gold Cup when Panama last got to the final, Jaime Pinedo. Energize the crowd though. Montes, the long switch. Brought down by Layun. Marquez Lugo into the center. Fabian shot nowhere near.
He hasn't been involved in this second half as much as Mexico would like, Marco Fabian. That man almost brought us level. And a little bit of space at the edge of the box. Snap finish and good reactions from the goalkeeper because it takes a slight deflection as well. Pinedo has to react quickly. There's bodies in front of him as well. You can sense the nervousness from the fans as well.
20 minutes to go. Really cross in and behind everyone. Montes will go on. Aldrete's out there, the left back. He'll play it in from deep. And no one there on the backside. Eventually Layun back into the mixer. Brought down in the box. Top of the box. Fabian shot had the sting taken out of it from behind. The defender tracking it down and a comfortable save for Pinedo.
Well, just as Fabian was about to pull the trigger, the defender gets back in. That's a good block. Gabriel Gomez chasing back in, tracking back, and saw Roman Torres throwing his body in there as well.
Bodies, balloons, and everything, creating chaos in the 18-yard box. Panama throw.
But we saw at the end of that first half, Mexico really coming on strong. They haven't built upon that in this second half for me.
Isaac Brazuela getting set to come on.
Once again, it's attack-minded substitution.
Well, let's hear about this Francisco X Rivera down on the field.
Thank you, John. There was a little confusion between the staff and the coaches in Mexico because before bringing in Javier Orozco, someone came to actually get Isaac Brizuela first, but he was actually returned to the sideline. Orozco came first, so they took a while to finally decide on Brizuela, a player who can help Mexico in the wing.
Terez's cross blocked down there by Valenzuela, and it's cleared, and now here comes Mexico in the counterattack. Look at the space in front of him here. It's Luis Montes on the ball. Still Luis Montes. His shot from distance deflected, and it goes just wide. Out for a goal kick. In fact, it just knuckled there mid-flight.
Great run from Montes. Read the situation well. The run to the attacking players took away the defenders. He attacked the space. It's not a bad hit. There you see. It's it onto that left foot. Not that far wide of that left-hand post. Pinedo. Full stretch, might have had it covered. That's a good effort.
Perez knocks it down. Gabriel Torres trying to pick it up. That's Brizuela, the new man, battling for it, the number 17 from Mexico.
Yeah, it looks like Brizuela will come out to this left-hand side.
Oh, the sweat there. It is a very warm evening, even in the somewhat more controlled climate of the stadium. Rodriguez in. There's the header. Cleared out of immediate harm. Marco Sanchez battling to hold it for Panama. Lobs it over the top. Jimenez chasing. He'll get there in front of Aldrete. For Jimenez. Just keeping it in play. And it'll be a Panama throw in the end.
As I mentioned, Jimenez, a very attack-minded player, tricky. Never had any intention of trying to just hold the ball up. Wanted to try and beat the fullback.
Paris, the right back, has come forward to take it. Enriquez heads back out wide. Montes scuffed it, but that'll do to midfield. After a poor touch backwards there. Good work by Marco Fabian, but then gives it away. Torres trying for the flick there inside on Sanchez that commits the foul.
You see Fabian on this right-hand side now. With these changes for Mexico, it almost looks like they don't know what the shape is right now. They've got no rhythm over the last few minutes. They have to get something going forward.
Torres, who has the game-winning goals at stands, heading away to midfield. We're inside of the final quarter hour in front of 80,000 fans at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Panama 2, Mexico 1 in the second semifinal, the 2013 CONCACAF Gold Cup. Winner to face the United States Sunday afternoon at Soldier Field. Will it be a fourth straight U.S.-Mexico final? Or will it go back to the last time it wasn't those two great rivals, 2005, when Panama fell to the U.S. in penalties?
The first time we've seen Venezuela have a chance to get on the ball and it comes to nothing. It's almost like a 4-2-4 at times for Mexico. Orozco and Jimenez both central.
Substitution upcoming. Gabriel Torres, again, co-leading scorer in the tournament, and you see a little bit of frustration for him. One really good chance in the first half. That was about it as he's replaced by Cecilio Waterman.
The man who started the first game, good work rate, definitely not the quality of Gabriel Torres, but maybe Dele Valdez deciding that Torres has worked enough. I didn't really sense any downgrade in his work rate.
Good forward for Blas Perez, trying to keep it in play. A slip from Orozco. He reacts just in time and then gets caught there at the end of the play. Seems to be just fine. Doesn't really seem to be bothered by it, in fact. But a danger moment there. The Mexico back line. Jimenez with the flick, beating Chin to the second ball. Looking to bring it down now, Raul Jimenez. Battling with Roberto Chin, who slips. Their legs get caught. And the linesman flagging for a free kick for Mexico in a good position here down near the corner.
That was good play from Jimenez. Showed strength. Trying to hold off Chen, who's a very physical defender in his own right. Good play there. Just keeps position well. Chen had already gone to ground, but it was the correct decision.
Heavy artillery forward here from Mexico. Montes fires it in, punched away there by Pineda, ran it the whole way, playing safe. And it's out for a Mexico corner.
It was an unorthodox punch because it went out for a corner kick, but it did the job. I don't think there was that much power on the free kick.
As you were, Montes swinging in near post, flick right on top of the six, and it's cleared away by Mexico. Roman Torres then fired back in and sent back out by Blas Perez. Perez, who opened the scoring in the 13th minute with his 10th Gold Cup goal in his 4th tournament. Torres heading backwards, chance, swing and a miss, and it's going to be on top of the net. Just a touch from Pinedo. Isaac Brizuela, on his just second appearance for Mexico, almost had the tying goal.
What a chance. Saul Pineda was coming out, elected to go over the goalkeeper, and the slightest of touches. Brizuela's unhappy with himself, and I think any forward would be. It's a chance you expect to take, but credit the goalkeeper. Making himself as big as possible, getting the touch. What a save.
4th of the game for Pinedo, who's now down.
See, it's that route one that you see. It's 4 players along that front line. There it is, the touch. Got his hand up. And redirected it because that one was in the back of the net. Actually, Torres who flicks it on. Orozco challenging and Chen beaten. Venezuela times the run well. Good contact. But it's that touch that denies Mexico the equalizer.
Venezuela, who made his Mexico debut against Panama on the opening day of the tournament. Originally born in San Jose, California, moved to Mexico at the age of 2. Though he only told the Mexican authorities he was actually born in the U.S. in May. 2 days later, called up to the national team, just in case. And Pinedo is getting stretched out. It's a big moment for a very young player, though.
It is. You know what? He's taken it well. The keeper's come out. He's lofted it. He's made good contact. I think we really have to give Jaime Pinedo a lot of credit. You know, Brizuela was disappointed with himself, but he made good contact, and it was going in. The keeper has just made a very good save.
One of 2 American-born players to have played for Mexico in this tournament, countering, of course, the number of Mexican-Americans playing for the U.S. national team.
Are you saying there's a rivalry between the two countries?
I'm saying the rivalry is getting more interesting. As Pinedo is back to his feet, and of course he can stay on despite receiving treatment as the goalkeeper. Here comes the 4th quarter of the game. We're into the final 10 minutes now, and still Mexico trails in the semifinal. Luis Montes, who has their goal tonight, he'll take. Whistle's gone before he plays it in. Courtney Campbell has spotted some shouting, and now a man down for Panama. It's Blas Perez.
There's some important decisions to be made for Panama now, because we've seen Mexico really playing with 4 across that front line. Did the fullback sit back and just defend, or do they continue to try go forward and force Mexico to defend?
Test this time. Pinedo was up and never got to him. Perez heads across to the far side. Jimenez can't get his shot away. Waterman's clearance blocked by the referee. Brizuela reacting to it first. Mexico holding and everyone staying upfield. Panama trying to push their line to the top of the box. Comes across now, back for Montes. Sanchez defending. In swinging cross right to Pinedo.
Good delivery. Players just a little late in attacking it for Mexico. That was a good ball inside the area.
Waterman goes down, looked to have handled the ball. Referee, 6 1/2 dozen the other, says play on and Mexico have it. Jorge Enriquez. Across for Miguel Layun. Layun's cross, back post, Torres heads away. Enriquez holds it in. Sanchez goes back upfield. Wiki brings it down. Good work though in the middle. This is Godoy getting away. He's got Quintero in front of him. It's Waterman, in fact, heading across for Jimenez. Crosses back in front. Godoy's header. No, it's a foul. It was saved anyway.
It's good play initially from Godoy on the break. Got the ball to Waterman. Should have done better. Could have killed the game off right there and then.
Layun gets away with that touch. A slip from Marco Sanchez. Rolled forward. Jimenez now. Brizuela. Isaac Brizuela across now to the far side. Luis Montes. Montes creating space on his right. The shot is blocked down. It pinballs around, and Roman Torres a chance to clear. Look at the game getting stretched. Walk over the top. Jairo Jimenez. Numbers coming forward for Panama. Jimenez now working on Wiki. Jimenez shot blocked. Second ball. Waterman a touch. Turns but can't get full contact.
That's what I like to see Blas Perez drop in and almost playing that 10 position, gets on the ball and just sprays it.
5th game in 2.5 weeks for these teams. What do they have left in the tank in the semifinal? Brizuela into the box, held up, the return. Brizuela now. Chen on him, 2 youngsters going out of the cross, headed away. Only as far as Montes. On his left this time, it's knocked down, hacked out of the box. And Godoy now for Panama, trying to direct traffic. Venezuela controls. Layun on the ball for Mexico into the 84th minute now. Venezuela again, cuts inside the double team. Good sliding tackle there by Godoy. Space in time for Blas Perez. Up for Waterman, the substitute. The entire Panama bench on their feet there on the near side. Just kept in play by Perez. And that still stayed in play. Jorge Enriquez carrying forward. Cross to the far side. Marco Fabian, top of the box, the turn, the shot blocked. Almost falling for Layun. Dangerous challenge there coming in was Rodriguez. Brizuela the touch to keep it in play, but his momentum took him away from the ball.
Very dangerous challenge from Carlos Rodriguez. going to ground inside the area. Luckily for him, it wasn't close. Mike Criswell on this right-hand side, he's been direct.
Montez from distance, knocked down by a teammate. And Panama tried to clear, but again, a teammate for Panama that time knocking it down. It was Rodriguez. Luis Montez. Isaac Brizuela. Back for Montez. Numbers queuing in the box. Rolling it wide instead. Fabian's cross in. And sent back away there by Rodriguez. Carlos Valenzuela. Miguel Layun. It's the cross away on the deck. It's almost a misplay. Chen doing just enough. Rodriguez clearance only as far as Montez, who's very involved right now. To the edge of the area, Fabian. Oh, is that a handball? Referee says no. It was Jimenez who got caught. Long clearance forward. Waterman chasing. Wiki is there. Heads back to Jonathan Orozco as we're inside of 5 minutes plus stoppage time to play.
It looked like Jimenez gained control from the use of his hand there. Got away with one. What an end here. We see Panama sitting back in and trying to defend for their lives.
Aldrete. His cross diving headed by Roman Torres, who has the game-winning goal as it stands now. Enriquez back for Montez. Out wide, Aldrete, the left back. Him does enough there on the slip. And wins a Panama throw. A reminder, don't miss out on the 2013 Gold Cup Finals Sunday afternoon in Chicago at Soldier Field. Tune in so you'll be crowned the champion of CONCACAF. Tickets are still available at www.goldcup.org. The U.S. awaiting the winner of this, as it's going to be Mexico's possession now.
And what a last few minutes, Mexico. You can sense the urgency in their play. Panama dropping off just a little bit. They've been panicked sometimes in their clearances. That's a silly challenge from Paris, but he just didn't want to give Fabian any kind of momentum going forward.
There's a free kick. Everyone back behind the ball for Panama. Heavy artillery's up for Mexico. Marco Fabian to take. Fabian hooks it in. Pineda with the catch.
You've got to get something off that delivery. So many players in the box, and Fabian will be disappointed, as will that man, Chepo de la Torre.
Those next qualifiers in September are a long time from now.
The question is, will Chepo de la Torre still be around for those World Cup qualifiers?
Panama want to bring on another substitution as Torres heads away. Layun knocks it down. Anywhere will do for Panama as we're inside of 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. 80,000 very nervous fans at Cowboy Stadium. Off the bounce, had it flicked on. Chen gets it away. Brizuela across. Back there helping is Jimenez on Fabian. Godoy now off the chest. The turn, the clearance. Layun. Brizuela. Harassed from behind by Rodriguez. Able to keep possession. Montez. Good space here. Fabian on the turn. The shot blocked. Pinballs around. Pineda will get there first and slide down to keep it in the box.
What kind of deflection for Panama? I don't think there was too much on the effort anyway from Fabian, who's tired in this game. Frustrated fans, frustrated players, and frustrating tournament for Mexico to go out at this stage.
89th minute. Gabriel Gomez, the header. Los Perez trying to hold it up, but Enriquez now for Mexico. Raul Jimenez dropping off, hands off to Miguel Layun. Mexico surging forward. Layun, the cross, the header is just wide. Javier Orozco there somehow turning it on goal, but just beyond the right post.
Javier Orozco motioned to that area, telling the fullback he wanted the ball played into that position. Layun obliges. That snap header going just wide of that near post. What a chance.
Here comes a substitution, third and final for Panama. The defender, Errol Cummings, the 21-year-old, coming on. Gabriel Gomez exhorting his teammates as he walks off.
A defender for a midfielder. Doesn't take rocket science to figure out what Dele Valdez feels his team will be doing over the last couple of minutes. Getting another body into the box.
Some of those fans may not even remember the last time Mexico lost in a Gold Cup semifinal, 1991. Wiki brings it down. How much time is left on the watch of referee Courtney Campbell? We'll find out here in moments. Poor ball forward, easily sent away by Roman Torres. 4 minutes extra will play in stoppage time for Mexico to rescue this. Brizuela on the overlap and blocked out behind. It's going to be a Mexico corner.
Good football again. Why didn't we see this urgency a lot earlier in this second half? Montes again with another chance to deliver.
5th corner of the match for Mexico. Montes swings it in. Good header away, Blas Perez. Waterman winning the race to the second ball. Now into space, and this is in behind. It's onside. Jairo Jimenez, a chance to seal it for Panama, and it's blocked away from behind. Adrian Aldrete coming all the way back. It's going to be a corner in the end.
What a run that is from Aldrete. Good break from Panama. Jairo Jimenez just looked up and took a fraction too long. Split second earlier, he gets a shot on goal, but didn't work out too badly for Panama. Behind for a corner kick, and they can waste some more precious seconds.
Marco Sanchez really actually play into the box, or really play short for Jimenez. Dodging the debris, it is short. It's out for a Panama throw. He was on the field, Julio Dele Valdez, the last time Panama made a final, 2005. Now waiting breathlessly on the bench as it's a foul and a free kick for Panama.
Gabriel Gomez is ready to storm the field. What a performance again by Panama. We continually talk about Mexico, but Panama getting the tactics right in both games in this tournament against the Mexicans.
Sanchez playing it back. Jairo Jimenez electing to cross. Enriquez heads away. Good work to get to the left back. Carlos Rodriguez all the way forward to hold it in. Halfway through the 4 minutes of stoppage time. Blas Perez trying to win a corner. Cannot do so. Goal kick Mexico, and here they come. The bounce. Brizuela picks it up. Heads inside. Raul Jimenez. Chen defending. Knocks it away, and it's cleared. 90 seconds on the referee's watch. The entire Panama bench on their feet. Chepo de la Torre, a lonely figure at the edge of his technical areas. It's knocked down, and again, Chen allowed to clear. Aldrete sending it in from deep. Torres lining it up and heads away. Cleared out for a Mexico throw. 60 seconds to go. Luis Montes plays it across. Aldrete into the box. Wiki knocked down. Enriquez, the follow-up deflected. Who's this last off? It's going to be a corner for Mexico in the 4th minute of stoppage time.
Well, this is the last chance. You just got to get everybody in the box, get a good delivery, and hope for the best if you're Mexico.
Luis Montes plays it short to the top of the box, teed up the shot. Wiki attempted flick. Jimenez in the area, can't get anything on it, and it's cleared away. 20 seconds. The goalkeeper Orozco at midfield. Panama trying to press up and catch him offside. Wiki heads it in. The flag is up for offside.
A stunned silence in the crowd. That really could be it. Not only for Mexico in this tournament, for that man in his job.
Courtney Campbell Will he add a second hand in the air? Will he blow 3 times? He will do so. Panama into the Gold Cup final for the second time in their history. 2-1 victors over Mexico for a second time in this tournament.